Beware, the Remoaners are regrouping. A stark warning from Lord David Frost, one of the saviours of Brexit, on today's Daily Telegraph front page. Well, let's be honest, he's much more respectful than me, so he actually said Remainers. But his point is one I've been worried about for many months. The Britain-loathing, EU-loving liberal elite in this country are on the march again, attempting to blame anything and everything that goes wrong for whatever reason on our beautiful decision to leave the European Union and the biggest democratic mandate in our history. Higher prices, empty shelves, travel delays, employment shortages. Forget the 2 years of economy-destroying pandemic lockdowns. Forget a European war. It's all down to Brexit. They seem to have forgotten those dark days for the EU of 2020, where their awful red tape and hatred of everything from the UK saw their vaccine rollout stutter as they did everything possible to discredit the Oxford AstraZeneca jab. Now, Frost points out, the hashtag Brexit shambles once again dominates Twitter. The European movement, backed by Andrew Adonis, says Brexit has failed. We were lied to. It's time to rethink. Former Treasury Permanent Secretary Nick Macpherson groans the effect on growth from Brexit is tangible. While Lord Frost rightly acknowledges there is little chance of a serious rejoin campaign developing in the short term, there is a serious concern about the future. He writes of the leaders of the pro-EU cause, their aim is to keep us aligned with the EU, often using the Northern Ireland Protocol as a weapon. They know that if the UK doesn't diverge much from EU law, it will be much easier to take us back in later if events work in their favour. To do this, they have to get it established in the public mind that somehow Brexit is already failing and thus destroy our nerve to do things our way. Their picture of Britain is not the one the rest of us see, living with COVID successfully, leading on Ukraine, coming out of the economic downturn faster than Germany, and with PMI business confidence levels higher than the Eurozone or the US. Keir Starmer, he's definitely part of the group Frost mentions, knowing he can't publicly express his clearly held desire to rejoin the EU, so instead claiming a poorly thought through Brexit is holding Britain back. That's why we must never ever forget, that while campaigning for Jeremy Corbyn to become Prime Minister, Starmer was very serious about overturning the biggest vote in British history. Look.
Our options must include campaigning for a public vote, and nobody is ruling out Remain as an option. We've agreed that it must be subject to another referendum.
Let's try it out now. So the Tories say, we're out. The Lib Dems say, we're staying. Labour says...
If you vote for Labour, the public will decide in a referendum. And there's now only one way. Whether in this government or the next, put it to the people.
Will the Labour front bench actually be putting down an amendment for a referendum and then vote for it?
I think it's more likely that it'll come from the backbench because almost every victory we've had...
Will Labour back it then?
Yes. There's only one way to solve this. This has to go back to the people. And Labour says, let's get it away from the politicians, put it back to the public. Yeah. But Labour's position, 3 sentences, get a better deal than his, put it up against Remain in a referendum and do that within 6 months.
We must never forget that Starmer tried to overturn the biggest democratic mandate in UK history. Now, Lord Frost is clear it's still too early to draw firm conclusions about our post-Brexit success story, especially amid the post-COVID recovery. But as he puts it, our destiny is in our hands, and it is up to us to do the right things. Let's get on with the job. And that must start with calling out the Remoaner hysterics as haters and wreckers who want to bring Britain down.